first question I want to ask you is, what motivates you to come out and vote?
The thing that motivates me is obviously our current political as well as economic climate. Since the pandemic especially, everything has just been going wrong. So, and I turned 18 recently, so I guess everything put together, just the perfect time to go out and vote.
How do you feel about your new privilege to vote?
I think it's like perfect timing, since it's crazy because I literally turned 18 in March, and that's when everything pretty much started happening, at least in America. So I'm definitely gonna take advantage of my new privilege.
So how do you think our political system could better include the voices of the youth?
I feel like the youth is probably the most important right now, just because whatever decision is being made, it directly affects us, as well as people who are younger than us, obviously. I don't know how they could better include us, just because in politics especially, they don't see young people as major voices, or we don't have much high positions. So I guess they could start by being open to hearing younger voices and sort of including us in politics. Yeah.
Well, what makes this election different from previous ones?
Well, obviously this year a lot of things has happened, to say the least, and also with the pandemic, and a lot of people lost their jobs or are still even currently unemployed. So with that all put together, yeah, it's important.
So how do you think campaigns can better target young voters?
Well, that's an interesting question, but I feel like in this day and age, social media plays a huge part to young people, because I'm sure a majority of young people have social media. So through targeting, in order to target young people, I feel like it's important to use that certain platform, just because it's readily available, I'm sure, in many places, and especially in the United States.
What issues are you voting for?
There's none in particular. If I had to, if I could think of any right now, it would be race inequality, especially. Just because America is known to be the land of the free, and we have all the rights in the world, but at the same time we're not treated as we deserve these certain rights. And I feel like that a majority of that has to do with the way people think in this country. They certain ethnic groups think they're better than people, or that others are less than them. So definitely race inequality, as well as gender inequality as well, for the same reasons.
What impact do you feel that your vote will have on the election?
I think my vote will have a huge impact. I know it's just one vote, but my one vote, it could be the reason why for the next 4 years or so, we don't have a certain society that we would want to live in. And it directly impacts everyone's future, especially are the younger generations, because they're going to be the ones growing up in this. Especially the future of healthcare and immigration laws, even climate change, a lot of important issues.
Did you learn about voting in school?
Well, I did learn about a few things in school, but it wasn't it was just it wasn't a whole lesson. It was just like a mention of voting. So they weren't dedicated towards the topic of voting. It just came up. So I wish they would definitely put more thought into teaching that to our youth, especially.
Do you think if you learn about voting from a young age at school, would that impact your willingness to vote today?
Definitely. Just because I know when I was younger, I didn't really think voting was a big deal, to be honest. Because no one really talked to me about it. And I feel like a good way for children to start learning is obviously from school, because that's where they are most of the time. You know, even if they're homeschooled, I feel like it should still be a lesson that should be taught, just because it's so important to vote. Yeah, and it starts from, if you start teaching your children at a young age, then when they're older, they'll have a more clear mindset towards voting.